What is up, everybody? Hello and welcome to the Thursday Night Happy Hour. It's your boy Monk, and with me, as always, the paragon of virtue, the man who puts the Lou in UFC Louisville. We've got Lou Betya. Lou, how's it going? You looking forward to this one?
I am. Let me address this real quick. So Luke posted, because I don't think Luke knows this original part. So Luke posted a picture of Tank Abbott, and he's like, I can't believe it's the same guy.
He looks like IRS.
So fun fact about Tank Abbott and this very channel.
Oh yeah.
Eric bets fights. This is like almost 2 years ago, dude. This is a long time. A year, maybe it was last. No, it was last year, I think. Eric Betts Fights bought us a cameo from Tank Abbott telling us to like do well. He got my name right, got Monk's name right.
Yep.
He got Weezy's name right, but he didn't get old Brandy's name right. And like,
Brandy's not passing that biology test.
And like, there's nothing with Bet and Brandy. And I'm like, oh God, that's terrifying. What a terrifying man. Let me shout out the chat here. We got my guy Easy, SD Crusader coming for me. Shit. Got my girl Jenna Marie. All right. And my guy Kiwi Churall. He already knows my yam bag pick this week.
Oh, nice.
He wrote me on Discord and said, this has got to be the play, right? I'm like, it is 100% the play.
I mean, you could find a parlay, a yam bag parlay this week.
I do like one a lot more than usual. And my guy Damari. What's up? Quick shout out. We may have a guest joining us. My guy Paul Dahl. If his daughter will fall asleep, his newborn, he's going to pop on and do what he can. I did an entire Belmont breakdown, every race on the card, not just the main one, with my guy Eric Haber, aka Sheets Pones. He was super knowledgeable. It was really educational for me as somebody who bets semi-frequently on the ponies. And if you never bet on them, it was really good primer. Like, it was really good beginner to advanced level stuff he provided. So I really enjoyed that. Big math guy. He's a big DFS guy in the space. He's worked with Kyle Marley. So you guys have probably seen him on air before. Super awesome guy. Definitely working with him soon. He wants to do some MMA stuff, Monk. So
hell yeah.
We'll have to see. And I like this card a lot, man. This will be the most bets I've had in a card in a while. Like, a lot of good spots.
Glad to hear that. Yeah, I've had family in town, so unfortunately no bankroll or bust this week. I put myself behind the 8-ball with scheduling and shit just crumbled, so apologies for that. And I also this is the first time I'm looking at basically anything for this fight card for this entire week, so I'll probably just be throwing stats at you without too much opinion, unless I'm, this guy sucks, something like that. That'll be about what you get from me. But Lou's got a ton of action, like you said, and we may have a guest, so we're not gonna slight you. Hit the like, hit the sub on the MMA Engine channel. Let's get rolling, Lou. What do you think? First fight of the night.
Goddamn go.
Ryan Amanda / Dos Santos taking on Puja Tomar. She's a newcomer here, making her debut in the UFC. -330. We love nothing more than a strawweight fight with a -300 favorite taking on a newcomer. Plus 105 fight doesn't go, and the over 2.5 is -160. Lou, start us off here, because obviously I said I haven't looked at much. Amanda lost her one fight to Alan Carr in her debut, scored about 27 points, so I don't have much to go on here.
Well, she opened at -180 to give you perspective here.
Oh Lord.
And she got steamed all the way up. So why'd she get steamed? Well, Tomar appears to have a complete deficiency in stopping takedowns. So, and I say appears because, to be honest, there's not like a ton of footage of people like wanting to take her down, but everybody's had success. She's been submitted 3 times. I mean, I don't think Ryan Amanda should ever be these odds. I think -300 is ridiculous. But my preferred play, and I already got it, I took the under before it got completely out of hand here. I think that there's a very good path for Ryan Amanda to get one takedown in the first, in the middle of the cage, and probably that might be it. If she doesn't, and it's not like I even think her cardio is as bad as other people, but Tomar on the feet, like, I know she's tiny, but like, this girl hits hard, and I don't know that Amanda can compete with her on the feet at all. Like, so I don't know what this fight looks like late if Tomar survives the ground, or as Al Michaels famously said, when somebody said that he survived the ground with a catch, we should all be so lucky to survive. I think she's live later in this fight, but I think it's either probably Amanda sub early, or I think Tomar round 3 KO. Like, I'm not going to include it in my nonsense props I'm giving out today. There's also like a narrative thing here. Are they trying to get, they really want Indian MMA to be a thing, man, like they do.
They love power. That's all we're being told every single week is how much the people of India love power slap. So,
and I know I'm moving on to you for this, but before I move on, I just want to tell chat, when we get to the Raul Rosas fight, if you're easily offended, turn it off.
Yeah, man, we're past all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Shane Gillis is dropping slurs on Saturday Night Live. We can talk shit about Raul Rosas Jr.
If you're a fan of Magic MMA's content, you'll love it. But I mean, I'm just really upset I didn't get I told Monk I should have gotten like the Nico, the candy buttons,
yeah,
you know, like the Three Amigos. I was gonna do the candy button
bandolero,
like,
is that what they
sachet
are?
of ammo, and
what it says,
like
what it is.
Well, hopefully Rosas wins, and then I can just remember to I'll go to the store tomorrow and be like, all right, this is for next time. He knows what's coming.
Yeah. And if you don't want to hear it, just mute it and watch Lou's face. I'll tell you, might even be better.
I'll tell you right now, I know Lou well enough. He 100% wants it. He is here for it. He may make sure that's just it.
According to Dana White, power slaps coming for that #1 cricket spot in India. So, let's see. Yeah, I don't have much. If you're listening to what Lou's saying, which I will, because I have no opinion on this one, 9,100 is pretty expensive for a straw weight. And if she's going to get an early sub with like out a knockdown, maybe one takedown, some ground and pound, some control time, she might not even hit 100 points at 9,100. That's going to be a problem with 28 fighters on the card. Meanwhile, if you're telling me Tomar has got a chance to last into the third round, automatically I'm thinking possible punt, because we don't know much about either of these women. So let's hope. I'll stand behind Tomar, maybe a little bit of a punt, and we'll see what the ownership is on Amanda. But if it's a first round sub, I don't know if it's going to score well.
You know, the problem here is going to be Tomar's floor is like 1 point.
Yeah, exactly. So don't go. We're not talking like 20% here. Maybe like a cash punt type.
Like
play.
I mean, like her losing is like immediate takedown and nothing.
Yeah, so right. Yeah. So yeah, cash punt. We're 10-ish%. Just get a little bit different.
Got Daz.
What's up, Daz? As usual. Let's get rid of some of these slides, or just one. Next fight. Here we go. Haven't seen Cody Staman in just over a year, taking on Taylor Lapilus. -268 for Taylor, 228 for Staman. Plus 250. Fight doesn't go. And the over 2.5 is -350 here. So could be a boring little decision according to the odds makers. But Lou, I don't know. Actually, I'll start this one off. We were kind of talking about this one before the show. Look, neither one of these guys has beaten great competition in their last few wins. I mean, Lapilus beat Callan Loughran. Was that, I believe, Loughran's debut fight, if I'm not mistaken, in the UFC. Before that, he beat Leandro Issa and Yuta Sasaki. Cody Staman beat Luan Lacerda and Eddie Wineland. So not the greatest names in their wins here. I don't know, man. I think this is pretty, I hate saying this, but pretty quote unquote binary. If Cody Staman decides to land takedowns, this could be pretty straightforward for him and a decent little scoring decision. Lapilus has allowed 5, 2, 3, 1, and 1 takedowns respectively in his past 5 fights. And these are against strikers as well. So can't really defend takedowns very well. Official, where is it? Official takedown percentage defense. Let's see. Actually, it's not bad on paper. 78. He must have opponents just throwing takedowns at him, because he's allowed a shitload of takedowns in his past 5. But we'll see if Cody Staman can do that. Then I think it's okay. If he can't, then I think he's in trouble. And Lapilus coming in at 8,900 probably doesn't score the best, but has put up over 100 in the past. So what do you got on this one?
Somebody make sure Guru knows this.
Is this, yeah, we got, yeah, for sure.
God forbid we can't have another fucking meltdown like last week.
Double take on the what?
So if you just look at this in like a vacuum and you look at Staman, you look at his last couple of fights and it's like, he's not really going for takedowns, but it's like he didn't have time against Nurmagomedov. You're not really trying to do it against Merab. I don't know what his problem was against Jimmy Rivera, but I don't like Lapilus. I don't like people that I think win. I know his reach advantage here is big.
Yeah.
I'm never keen to bet a guy that I think wins like a 29-28 striking decision, even if it's a 30-27 and does no visible damage to Staman.
I don't want to play them in DraftKings either.
The problem is where can Staman get takedowns here? Because I don't think Lapilus's get-up game is bad. But if Staman's just like cage wrestling with him, like on the side of the cage, I don't think he's like physical enough to really just keep Lapilus down for extended periods of time. So I'm going to pick Lapilus to win. I know a couple of people that I like that are sharp or on the Staman side small. I get it. But I just think Staman's going to have to do a lot of successful wrestling over at least 10 minutes. And I think the optics on the feet will probably be pretty bad. So I'll pick Lapilus. I'm never betting this. I don't want the over. So
yeah, 60. He has a great strength of schedule. UFC strength of schedule 61 is very, very high. The average is about 55. What Lapilus is at now, 6 points might not sound like a lot, but in strength of schedule, it definitely is. So if you're over 60, that's pretty damn good. So Staman's fought, kind of the who's who, kind of the division, and but yeah, Taylor Lapilus having the nickname Double Impact also helps a little bit for me, Lou, to be quite
it's obvious why I don't like him, by the way. He's French.
Yeah, of course. Lou hates the French. Everyone knows it.
I hate the French. Obviously. I don't know what Big Steve's, trying to pull.
I couldn't imagine.
By the way,
is that who that is? I wasn't sure.
Can I just mention right now, we have Daz in the chat. We have Kiwi in the chat. We have Big Steve in the chat. Dude, we've dominated the market in a certain region. We're dominant. We're dominant in that market. Dominant. And ridiculous. Steve Gregory is like sort of, I feel like he could have been from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, another.
There we go. The boys are rolling in. We love it, man. I love doing the show. I'm going to be honest. When it's about 10:30 Central, and I'm sitting here and it's hot as hell up here, I'm just like, I'm tired, man. But then as soon as I see Lou and we start this show and I see you guys in the chat, it honestly gives me energy, and I just love doing it so much. Next fight. Another woman nicknamed Rhonda. What's up, Zach? NZ, Oceania. We are the kings of Oceania. Call me fucking Poseidon. I don't know. Triton. My niece was just in town. I was forced to watch Little Mermaid.
Call me Greg Louganis.
There you go. Greg Louganis. Eduarda Rhonda.
Not from Australia or New Zealand, by the way. Zach Johnson.
New Zealand. Now we started the Oceania.
He's not
Civil War.
Oh yeah, look at this. Here we go. Oh my lord.
Oh my god.
It's gonna be one of those nights. This is gonna be one of those nights, dude.
It is. It's
gonna be one of those nights. I'm here for it. Oh my god, VB.
Oh, VB in the house.
VB is from Ports Unknown. He might be from Australia or New Zealand.
That's true.
We just don't know. What's up, my guy?
I'm starting to think we're in a simulation here. I'm looking at the world like Denise Gomez is looking at the camera. Like, I don't know about all that. I think that's what. I don't know. The Rousey Nunes rematch. Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad he's here too, because he made a really good point about this fight.
Please get us started. Get us started here.
So, I feel like Gomes is super popular this week because she has UFC experience, because she's had some explosive knockouts.
Yep.
I've said this
and just
before on
some
the show.
great scores.
I don't know how much you learn about somebody getting like a 20-second KO. I mean, look, you don't hold it against them, but you don't learn anything. And in all the fights that Gomes has struggled with, like anytime somebody's been a proactive grappler, like even Loma, who's like, 94 pounds, was landing takedowns, was able to mix them in well. Her get-up game's all right, but now she's facing a specialist. At least we think. I mean, that's the problem is like we really don't know. This is easily the best person Moore has faced. It's not a hot take.
Yeah.
But the Montserrat Ruiz fight was just kind of but look, she fought through some adversity early, got her out of there. I kind of think this is going to be a lot of Mora control. I think the first round's probably going to be super dominant for Mora. Look, if Gomes is the right price after one, if she's looking over plus 400 here, she didn't take any damage, maybe take the shot. But I think Mora is going to be able to wrestle for at least 2 rounds here and win the first 2 fairly comfortably and either win a 29-28. She may even submit Gomes here. If you're going to play Gomes, I mean, the round 3 KO, I get it. But I think this is going to be a fairly straightforward Mora decision here.
Well, shit, man. Looking at her last fight with Ruiz, I mean, I know it's just one fight and you can't take everything as gospel, but, I think you said it was kind of a fight, or I don't remember the exact verbiage you used, which may have been true, but for DraftKings, holy shit. 127 points is what Eduardo Mora scored on Canyejo there in just 7 minutes, guys. 57 strikes. I mean, she controlled 82% of 7 minutes, which is what, 6 minutes?
Should mention she came in at 119.5 for that fight.
That's true. And Ruiz is probably the smallest. She's even smaller than Look Boonme, so that might not say much. She only landed 3 takedowns. It was the control time. And what do I always say? I don't have the exact number in front of me, but these women who land takedowns and get control, the Mackenzie Dern types, they're landing so many non-significant strikes that aren't like you don't think about when it comes to DraftKings, really. But those add up so huge, guys. That's the only way she got up to 127 points. We love to see all those non-significant strikes. And if you're telling me that Mora gets 2 rounds of control time at like 60, 70, even 80%, I think she scores fantastically. What's her salary this week? $8,800. So she's $100 cheaper than whoever we just talked about at that price. And I think her upside might even be a little bit higher. Now, on the Gomez side, I'll just be very quick. Her 2 wins are ridiculous for women's MMA. We had 127.5 for Mora. Over here, she beats Brazil, scores 131.5. Then she beats Yaregi next fight and scores 133. The numbers are off the charts here. I don't think outside of the Mora, tons of control time, non-significant strikes, we see that count again. So I'm going to go with Mora here. Maybe a little bit of Gomes just in case she finds a huge knockdown because those scores are gigantic. So I actually really kind of like this fight for DFS and for both sides. I love the volatility and the ceilings here are fantastic.
I don't like hearing that if I'm on the Mora side.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say I was on the Hughes side somehow. I don't think I can get that lucky twice in a row. Next fight. Here we go. Jesus, if my thing would go. John Castaneda. I almost said Dan Castaneda. Who is that the Simpsons guy? Dan Castanella, maybe? That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, I think he just died too.
I knew it wasn't right, so I had to my brain just stopped.
And he just died in the last year.
Yeah, I think so.
If he didn't die, I apologize to his family. He is apparently not dead.
Not dead. Okay.
No.
Well, hopefully they accept your apology.
Apparently not dead. So I know he's a big fan of the show.
Well, apology. As they say, dope. No, get it? Daniel Marcos taking on John Castaneda. What do we got here? Fairly even fight. Our salaries, 8,200 and 8,000. This line has actually flipped. So the man on the left is minus 101. Usually the spot reserved for the favorite. He is the more expensive fighter. And now Marcos at 119. The implied favorite is $200 cheaper. Plus 180 fight doesn't go, and the over 2.5 is minus 245. So Vegas saying again, a fight that goes the distance, likely a stand-up battle. But if you look at the numbers, Castaneda has landed 3 takedowns in all 3 of his last 3 fights. It was Kyung Ho Kang, who doesn't mind being taken down, big time grappler there, submission guy. Muin Gafurov, I believe wrestler, and Daniel Santos before that. Marcos has looked okay. He put up a good score in his debut against Simon Oliveira. And then beat Davy Grant, probably a very bad decision there. And then the no contest with Arichi Lang. You're going to have to remind me what happened. Was it an eye poke? I honestly can't remember. You're laughing, so obviously it's not an eye poke. So Castaneda scored, well against Eddie Wineland, but that's Eddie Wineland. In his next fight against Johns, he puts up 83 and then 95 against Kyung Ho Kang, who had a problem just kind of getting his game going. So I'm probably not too interested in this fight, but the salaries are such that you kind of have to look, and you'll probably have to see what ownerships are. Lou, what do you like about this one? And remind me how that Arichi Lang fight ended.
Well, it ended like I think this one's got the potential to end, because this, ladies and gentlemen,
oh yes,
is your yam bag special. And you just feel like Castaneda is gonna punt him in the sack like immediately. And
nice.
It's deserved.
It's deserved.
Fight.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a super tricky fight. So just so you know, the line hasn't moved that much. Like, no. I'm actually surprised that Castaneda is 8,200 here, but this is a tricky fight. And, look, Marcos's takedown defense, it's not like it's been super tested. He did get taken down twice in the Contender Series. I mean, Brandon Lewis didn't do much with really either one of them. He did look a little better in the 3rd round against Marcos, but I mean, Castaneda here, if he does get takedowns, he fights like such a spaz. I think he's going to have a cardio advantage. I think he's going to be able to maybe get takedowns late, but you have to worry about him just blitzing in the range. I mean, Marcos' striking is super clean. His kicks are great. Castaneda doesn't like getting hit in the body, and Marcos does really good work to the body. So, like, you have to be a little concerned there, but yeah, I'm on the Castaneda side. I don't know if I get to a bet here, though. I think this is super tight margins. I think that Marcos probably lands the better shots, and Castaneda probably throws more volume. And I don't even know if I want to get to a live entry here, man. I just think these rounds are going to be super, super, super close. Whatever side you're on, you're going to feel like if you lost, you're going to feel like you got robbed.
Yeah.
It seems like Marcos is the guy they want to push, but Castaneda, Davy Grant switched stances a lot against Marcos.
Yep.
And I don't know if I think Davy Grant is awesome. He's fun, but I think he's got his ceiling. Castaneda fights kind of similar to that on the feet. So I think if he switches stances constantly and he's really just got to get Marcos out of a flow. If Marcos starts getting in a flow, it's going to be tough for Castaneda to even get inside, because every time he comes in, I think he eats some knees. But, well, that's the thing. And Brandon, Brandon Lewis is not like some world-class grappler, but I don't want to take the Radtke. I don't want to take the yam bags there, but it's Chuck Buffalo. So, has anybody ever gotten a yam bag penalty for racial slurs? I feel like that's
someone got yelled at for cursing in the cage.
The pick is Castaneda to win probably a split decision. I think he probably wins the 3rd round at a decent clip. But man, if he lets Marcos get in the flow with the striking, he might get put out here. But I'm going to say that Castaneda kind of weathers the storm, mixes up everything well. Is able to withstand some shots. No, the hat's coming on the main card.
Stay tuned.
That's all I got here.
There we go. Let's keep it moving. Everyone's favorite flyweight, Andrea Lee, taking on Montana. Everyone's other favorite flyweight, Montana De La Rosa. -160 for Lee, +140 for Montana. Another one that's slated to go to decision. -325 sees the judges.
Mm.
-360 over 2.5. Lou, start us off with this banger.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bet this, but I will say that I think Andrea Lee wins. I know she's on a losing streak. I get it. She's so much of a cleaner striker, and like, dude, De La Rosa lately, man, it's not look great. Like the Aldridge fight was a horrible, horrible, horrible look. Like not even attempting a lot of takedowns here. She has new titties.
You never augment before
No.
the retiring.
And then I know this is gonna sound like a really weird comparison, but like the Andrea Lee Macy Barber fight, Barber's so much more physical. But Lee, I mean, you make an argument that Lee won that fight.
Yep.
She was able to hold her own against the ground, get up quick, had top time. On the feet, it was pretty close. I mean, Barber hits a lot harder than Lee, and the optics were there. I just don't know what De La Rosa does if Lee's at least, getting a whiz, like keeping this fight upright, or just not letting De La Rosa really get a lot of top time. I'm picking Lee.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with this from a bet.
Yeah, I pretty much agree. Lee's dropped. I mean, these women haven't won a fight in their last 7 combined fights. I mean, Lee's 0-4, Montana's 0-3. They're fighting okay competition like Araujo, Barber, Natalia Silva, Miranda Maverick. De La Rosa's fought Barber as well. Tatiana Suarez, JJ Aldrich. Yeah, Lee, I think I agree. I don't really have much to add except neither woman scores very well. De La Rosa put up a good score against Lipsky, but was able to get her out of there, land a couple takedowns, controlled like 80% of 2 rounds. So yeah, I don't have a ton to add. I like both the other women's fights better than this one. And 8,500 for Lee. I don't know, might be okay, but I just don't see her scoring like 100 points. So that said, probably have a little bit 10-15-ish%, and maybe a little bit of Rosa, but like I said, not really looking forward to this one.
Just letting you know, I came up with an idea for my Rosas thing. That's why I'm on the cameras off right now.
Oh, nice.
I'm not coming back with anything on, but
you're not fucking.
I have an idea.
If Lou's painting his face, it's been good doing the show with you guys.
I'm not painting my face.
Okay.
There will be no painting in my face.
Well, I'll start us off here. Brad Katona, most expensive fighter on the card, taking on Jesse Butler, I believe is his name. Yeah, Jesse Butler. I can't remember shit this week, guys. Like, I've done no prep. I'm not even kidding. -625 for Superman Brad Katona, and +450. If you can't tell, that is an exquisite handlebar mustache for Jesse Butler. +155 fight doesn't go to decision. The over 2.5 -215. So if you're playing this in DraftKings, you are really banking on Katona smashing Butler like super early, like Jim Miller style early, which is fine. Or you're expecting takedown after takedown after takedown to pay that off. Tons of control time, tons of ground strikes, tons of non-significant strikes, etc., etc. So I think I'm okay with some, but I really want to see what ownership's like here. I honestly don't even, I mean, to wager a guess with 28 fighters at 9,600, you got to think it's not going to be super high, like maybe as if there were like 12 or 11 fights. But I think there's an argument to be made that you could play a little bit of him, but I'm not going to be going super heavy on that. That said, Jesse Butler, I mean, outside of like a very small average just punt play for anybody that you would play at this range, I don't really see much more reason to have it than that. So, Lou, are you ready? Because I'm good on this one here. What do you got?
I do not have no. This is no. I'm not like going crazy overboard. So I have no. I don't want to do this one. This is terrible. Like Katona probably wins. I mean, big deal. Hot take. Why did you find a picture of Butler who he looks like he's scared to even be on the graphic?
This is the UFC official picture.
He looks so scared. Like
he didn't curl his mustache on purpose. It did it out of fright.
And Katona looks like he's ready for like fucking Zoolander 3. So we can
he's the dude in black phone for sure. That's Brad.
We got 14 fights. I don't think I need to cover this one.
Probably true. Here's a comment we should throw up so people at least know. Wait, what? Oh, I'm on the wrong fight. Yeah, there you
I mean,
go.
by the way, like I think Armfield's a lot better than people give him credit for.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
I agree.
I think Armfield's a lot better than people give him credit for. Like, I think that fight, I mean, obviously it's easy to say in hindsight. I feel like it was line wrong. Because Armfield mixes things up well, and it seems like he's getting better. Like, I think people look at the Onama fight and they're like, oh, he's a bum, but like short notice, wrong weight class. Like, I think Armfield looks good. Jesse Butler, man, just it's not really on this, like, even on the regionals, the guy's good. So this is he is literally the guy in the ring to my left.
Yeah.
He may, like, I mean, that Martin Sano guy to me is probably the worst guy they've had. Well, and Askarov. Those are probably
Alan
like,
Amadovsky.
Amadovsky's better than Butler.
Yeah, probably.
Marginally,
Yeah.
but he's better. I mean, this is not an argument I really even want to have. Which like jabroni is, you know.
Yeah, we need a cane.
That's a nice little old school NXT reference with they had like Simon, they were like an old-timey black and white wrestling team. And I remember William Regal. Do you know who that is?
Oh, of course.
Sir William Regal.
Yes.
He's on commentary when they made their debut, and he's like, and he's an Englishman. He's like, all they're missing is a monkey grinder. This would be I'd be in heaven. This old soul would be in heaven right now.
He's not, he's good, right? He hasn't been like canceled, because that dude always cracked me up whenever I see Regal? Like clips of him. Yeah.
Nah, he's like behind the scenes. His son's a wrestler, and it's very obvious, like kind of looks like him, but he doesn't have Regal as his last name. Like they're not trying to like tell us, but
is that where he is now? Combate? We shouldn't even say that
better than this guy. Come on.
We shouldn't even say Combate. We don't want what's his name in our fucking DMs all of a sudden talking shit like he's Jamal Hill.
Luke, who's the worst guy that you've seen in the UFC in like the last 5-10 years? I'd be curious. Because I feel like Luke
think of what he would say. Yeah.
I feel like, I know Luke doesn't keep data like you do, but I feel like Luke might keep data on like
100%
the worst guys ever.
Yeah,
like that's a page of the spreadsheet that's worth it.
Yeah, when you say it came to him immediately. He probably typed it all quick. He probably didn't capitalize it. He would have been in way sooner, but he had to like erase and capitalize it properly.
Yeah, I mean Shannon Ross, dude. Ugh.
Yeah.
All right, this could be a whole different show altogether if we did this. Just talking about bums.
Yeah, Martin Sano. All right, here we go.
Finally,
Prates. Here we go. Taking on Chuck Buffalo, Charles Radtke. Minus 230 for Prates, plus 195 for Radtke. Minus 220 fight doesn't go. Finally, this is our first one over under 1.5. The over is minus 145. Let's see here. Why don't Lou? Yeah, Lou, start us off. What do you got? Right, I don't know why he looks like that. I'm not sure. It's weird.
I mean, now we're getting into like Hunsucker was bad in 2 divisions too.
So bad, dude. So bad.
I know. He made like Preston Porker was, better than him. I like Chuck Buffalo here a lot. I feel like yes, there's a percentage of it that I'm betting him because his name's Chuck Buffalo.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not really sold on Prates. I had a bet on him his last fight against Giles, and like I think I had just the KO prop or something. I laid the juice for like the KO, and I'm watching it and I'm like, what is this guy doing, man? He's just getting pieced up. Like Giles is doing everything he wants. Yeah, what's up, man? Oh, go ahead. So yeah, I'm gonna, I thought about doing the 2-3 sub here as well with Radtke.
Does it get a lot better?
But I actually think he could take him out in the first. I don't think Prates has really good lateral movement. Like he's back and he's fourth. The one thing I like from Radtke. The one thing I like from Radtke is, and I know Gilbert Urbina is not like legendary. There's another fight he had in CFFC where, which one was it here? I think it was the Raheem Forrest fight, but what I like about what he does, you go watch the Urbina fight. Every time Urbina was going to throw a kick, and Urbina's not like winding up to throw kicks. Radtke's reading them perfectly. He's immediately moving back, just out of range, and as he's moving back, he comes in with like a left, and he landed that on Urbina like a bunch of times. He read the kicks really, really well. I think he can do that here to Prates. I don't doubt that Prates has more power, especially better kicks. But I kind of think that Radtke can just stay out of range. And I think that Radtke definitely has a grappling advantage if he wants to do it. Prates seems KO or bust here. Radtke, I think, is like, look, you worry if Radtke gets chinned here, he gets chinned, but oh God.
This is two of them. You guys are a hive mind.
What I like is that the line's 195 and he caps it at plus 300.
Why?
Like he's only adding 5 cents.
Pride Month. That shit is hilarious.
He's only it should be 2,000, but that would be I'm here for that. But I think Radtke's like pretty well rounded. Look, CFFC is one of the better regionals too. Like I think the guy's decent. And I'm just not really sold on Prates. I don't really, I don't love criticizing other people in the community. I'm lying. Like I love it. I live for it.
Right.
But what I don't understand is people that parlayed Prates, because I don't know what a Prates decision looks like. He's not a minute winner. He's not super high volume. He's sitting there and he's just waiting to land a bomb.
Yep.
Like if this thing goes the distance, Radtke wins 95% of the time. Like he's got all the decision equity. So if you like Prates, you take him by finish, at least cut the juice down. And I think with Prates, I don't think he has like horrible cardio, but I think if this thing gets extended, it means Radtke grappled probably because he wasn't getting bonked. He stayed out of range well. He made Prates work. So maybe you take him 1-2. But again, man, the Giles fight, he's so low volume, man. Like it's like he's waiting for reads, but like what is he waiting for? And Radtke, I don't think Radtke's going to just sit back. And like even against Urbina, Radtke was like sort of patient. But then he's like, fuck this. Like, I'm done. I'm getting in range and I'm throwing lefts. And so I like Radtke. I like the sub. I have plus 950 on Fanatics. I saw plus 900 on FanDuel. So shop around. But that's about the range. Yeah, I like small poke on the Radtke sub, but I like Chucky Buffalo quite big here. And Chucky Buffalo is part of my 3-leg ridiculous parlay that I can't do that I would love to.
Oh,
which would be Chuck Buffalo, Phil Tits,
mm-hmm.
and then from the 8th race in the Belmont, Nutella Fella. If I could parlay all 3 of those, that'd be like the greatest fucking bet ever made. Jizz Tits, Parsons, Radtke, and Nutella Fella. Like $1
you would go
to
Super
win.
Saiyan. You would just start glowing.
$1 to win all the money lucrative.
Yeah.
And then I'll give you guys one last. That is the most Lou parlay like ever.
Oh, this is the best joke of all time. Formerly,
I don't want to jinx. I'm not jinxing it. I'm not trying to jinx it.
Sneed.
But I should mention that I have a shoey bet on this fight with Dan Levy.
Oh,
and I will say that Dan Levy has not fared very well against me historically in these kind of bets. Now, a lot of them have been baseball, like Philly versus Atlanta, but we've had a couple of fight bets, and yeah, historically,
there you go. Hey,
well,
if you're Johnny's talking about regression, you better watch out.
And he's like, I'll do 2 shoeys to your 1. I'm like, nah, dude, come on. Let's do it. It's a beer. Come on. Like,
yeah, I kind of see this the same way, man. 9,200 is a bit wild. Prates only scored 95 points against Giles because of because what the fuck was I saying, dude? Oh yeah, because as you said, he was relatively low volume. He did land 4 strikes a minute, which isn't terrible, and he landed a knockdown. But at the same time, he's not paying off that salary. He's like 10xing, which is okay. It's not ideal when we're talking optimal. In cash or something, that's probably okay, but you'd still want to see a little bit more than that from a 9K fighter, in my opinion. Meanwhile, Chucky Buffalo, $7,000 is his salary this week. So if you're telling me this can go all 3, I automatically like that. As long as he can not get knocked out, I think I agree with every single thing you said. And he put up a tremendous amount of points in that first round win over Urbina. He did land 2 knockdowns, so he's got power of his own. And he put up 122. Now he only put up 72 against Blood Diamond. Actually, we don't call him that. We call him Mike Math. But that was his debut fight. I'm willing to, overlook that. Maybe not overlook it, but chalk it up as a debut kind of thing. But yeah, I'm not going to say that I'm excited to hear his, but I do want to, if he wins, I got to hear what he says. If the crowd's booing him, I just have to hear it. So yeah, give me Chucky Buffalo, 7K. I think the potential to score very well at this low end of the salaries works out for him. And I like that. I like that look for Buffalo. Next fight. Here we go, man. I know who I'm rooting for here, but I've seen so many. It's about 50-50, man. On the Twitter sphere, from what I've seen, Ludovic Klein minus 127 at 8,400, taking on Thiago Moises plus 107, 7,800, minus 140. Fight doesn't go over 2.5 is minus 120. This is one, man. I think I'm leaning Klein just ever so slightly, even though I want
great fight. It's a great fight.
It really is. I want Moises to win, but there's a pattern in Thiago Moises fights. He beats the guys he's supposed to beat him. If he's supposed to beat you, your Melky Costas, your Christos Giagos, your Mitch Ramirez. If he's supposed to beat you on paper, he's going to fucking beat you, and he might demolish you and score a shitload of points. But if it's going to be a little bit closer than that, or if it's not so obvious on paper, he usually doesn't do well, to be quite honest. And Klein is on at least a 5-fight non-losing streak, as they say, with the draw against Jai Herbert. He beat AJ Cunningham, Bahamondes. I mean, the strength of schedule is not great, but the guy has looked pretty damn good doing it. And if you were trying to hate on him, I was probably hating on him, looking at his scores, 70 points, 76, 85. Going into that Cunningham fight, I might have been hating on him, but AJ Cunningham is so bad, I probably actually didn't. Then he scores 135 there. So hopefully you didn't try to fade him last time. Thiago Moises is one hell of a step up compared to the guys that Ludovic Klein has been fighting. So this, like Lou said, fantastic fight. This is not a guy that Ludovic Klein or that Thiago Moises is supposed to beat. I think Klein is better than those guys by quite a big margin. But I don't think he's off the charts, going to be the next top 10, superstar or whatever. And Moises is a tough son of a bitch, but man, he has been put down before, and it's been ugly. So I really like this fight. What are our salaries here? Did he really? Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. I honestly don't know. That's going to be a wait and see type thing for me. I'm not really sure. Also, I just thought Thiago Moises, I just thought he was a little older than he is. He's only 29 years old. He's actually younger than Ludovic Klein by
he's been around since like 93.
Yeah, by exactly a month. He's like, who was it last week? Jake Matthews. Guy's like 29 years old and he's got like 55 UFC fights somehow. It's kind of like Thiago Moises. So yeah, play this fight. The salaries are such that you got to play at 8,400, 7,800. Neither guy historically makes the optimal a ton of times, but man, there is a chance here for one of them to do that, and I think the salaries are right. And like you said, Lou, I really, really like this fight. My heart is hoping for Moises. What do you got here?
So I think it's interesting. Like, do I think this makes him better or worse? I mean, I think it's a good camp. I wonder for this fight, though, and the reason I say it is because the whole Moises cannot want to just have 15 minutes on the feet.
No. Yeah.
So how does this look? And I agree with this. So like, so here's the problem. I think you have 3 viable outcomes here. You have Moises having success with the takedowns. I think Klein's proactive wrestling is good. I don't know if his defensive wrestling is good. I feel like Moises can probably control him.
Who?
I think
Moises? What's up,
Moises.
Moises?
But I think Klein's takedown defense is pretty good. If this thing stays on the feet, I mean, I know Moises has thrown a lot of kicks lately.
Actually, it's 48% for the record.
But I also don't like that Moises keeps his hands down a little bit. And like, what's Klein's big weapon is that big head kick. So I kind of feel like that'll be there. So what do we have? We have Moises getting his back, dominating on the ground and submitting him.
Right.
We have Klein landing a big kick to knock out Moises.
Yep.
Or we get option 3, which is what I'm worried about, where Klein neutralizes the takedowns and then goes low volume on the feet, really doesn't throw a lot, and we get a strange, ugly fight. I think that Klein has all the optics here on the feet. I think that Moises to win round, and we see how people are judging these. If Moises gets takedowns and gets takedowns, and he gets like a minute or 2 minutes of control time, and Klein's just like fending it all off.
Right.
I mean, Klein doesn't need to do much in a round to swing it. He could land 3 or 4 shots, and that's the round. So I'm picking Ludovic Klein. I actually think he gets a KO here.
You think early, late? What are you thinking?
I don't really know. And the KO is not priced really well. It's plus 330 on FanDuel. I've seen 300 on other books. It's not priced well at all. So for me, I don't even know if I want to do the prop here, but I'm gonna lean Klein. I feel like I may get to a bet here, but I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that like the late money comes in on Moises. We'll see what happens.
There we go.
I think it's a cool fight, though. Like it's a cool fight. I want Klein to be really good.
I think I really do. Fighting, yeah.
But he is and he isn't. Like
no, I'd say he could be. He could be.
Like, and the thing is like the Bahamundis win. Take care, Aaron. The Bahamundis win, you have to like throw it out here because he can't use that. He can't use that game plan here. Like that's the problem.
Right.
The Jai Herbert fight had bags.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. The Mason Jones win was good.
That was a confidence. Yeah, that was good, but that was a confidence thing on Jones.
Yeah, I mean, but he's looked a lot better at 155. And also, I don't know if you've seen pictures of this dude. Like, because he don't look like what your picture is right now.
Yeah, no.
He's fucking yoked. He's yoked, dude. So, like,
yeah.
So I don't know what Fighting Nerds is putting in the water, but I know what Klein's putting in the water.
Yep. Gotta be. I
lean Ludovic Klein, and I do think he's gonna get a knockout here.
There we go. Yeah, I'm really a fan of the post USADA era. Now
this is incredibly true.
100% true. Market is me. I never know what to do with fucking Ludovic Klein.
I mean, the Bahamundis. I mean, I'm almost positive I bet Bahamundis on that. I either bet him or I passed. I know I didn't bet Klein. I mean, but that was a really good game. But Klein fought an excellent fight.
Yeah, so I rarely rostered him because of his lack of scoring.
Yeah.
And then he puts up 135 on AJ Cunningham. I was like, well, shit. I definitely didn't have 80% Klein.
Moises almost has to be the side from DK, though, from a DFS standpoint.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, love the post USADA era, but hopefully it won't be 2 weeks in a row, Lou. But there was a weird coincidence last week on the pay-per-view. New UFC gloves for the first time, no KOs for the first time in God knows how long. Hopefully that's not a correlation.
Well, luckily for us, Klein doesn't have to put them on his feet.
Yeah. Clip that shit. Clip it.
New socks.
There you go.
Oh, I got excited. I thought we were there. God damn. How many fights are on this fucking card?
2, 3 too many. 4 too many? Who knows? Miguel Caramel Thunder or Caramel, depending on who you are. Baeza. I honestly did not know this guy was still under contract. He hasn't fought in well over 2 years. Taking on Puna Soriano. the guy who I wish I could play and bet on, but he just every single fight he comes out and reminds you why that's a mistake. So Lou, why don't you get us started here?
Hold on a second.
Actually, I'm all back. I don't even know who went last. When I don't know who started.
I'll go. It's fine. I'm telling Brady privately something else. I'm waiting for him to say, "Don't you?" I'm waiting for him to write back, "Don't you dare do this."
This is a great comment, by the way. Just fantastic. It's like when you hit stretch on your monitor and the shit.
So what I wanted to know was
Yeah.
Baeza had some cancellations, and then it was like, okay, I don't want to fight for a year. Like, it was really strange.
Yeah.
So, but he was actively trying to get fights. I mean, the Johan Lioness fight, God, he'd have died, right?
He certainly wouldn't have scored any fucking points.
He probably would have died against Lioness, after the Fialia, and then Jake Matthews. So
yeah,
now you have Punahele Soriano, who has no. This is the ultimate fucking meme fight.
It is.
I'm never I have a prop I'm gonna bet. I'm gonna bet the Baeza 2-3 sub. It's 10-1.
Okay.
Look, I never want to bet Baeza at juice like this. Puna Soriano moving down to 170. He's already a beefy dude. He already has bad cardio. I don't know how this is
God, he's bad.
But I don't know how this is a good move unless he's fuck it. I mean, I would question is he still going to have his power at 170? Does he need it here? I mean, I don't think
he even make 170. Fuck.
Yeah, I just I don't know how you get to if you like Puna, it's a KO, and it's probably early. But I kind of think if Baeza just, Baeza, the way Baeza loses is he goes in a range and he gets bonked. That's it. He's more skilled. He's got better grappling. Oh, it's a Soriano fight week. So can't we talk about his non-existent wrestling that everybody says, oh my God, he's got such a good wrestling background. His non-existent wrestling background.
Negative.
Dude, I put the figure 4 on my nephews. Does that give me a wrestling background? I pinned them with my feet on the ropes and hooking the tights and all that shit. I'm gonna give me a wrestling background. I just think as long as Baeza doesn't get bonked in the first 5 minutes, he's probably all right here. And I think the sub's going to be super live. I don't know if he's going to want to go for takedowns, but man, if his camp should absolutely be look, dude, takedown here is okay. Or just even cage control. Do not get in range and get bonked. That's it.
Give us a howl. Come on, you got it. I'm just kidding. Don't you don't have to.
We're talking about
everyone just hear it in your head.
You're talking about worst guys in the UFC.
Yeah, fucking A. He's probably got fucking 6 fights left.
Bo Nickel didn't need to ball pick to low blow pick it before the takedown. He just wanted to.
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
This is for being boring. I imagine that would not be pleasant. But but fun fact, when Hulk Hogan wrestles in Japan, in the 80s and even early 90s, you'd be shocked watching him. He doesn't wrestle he does a lot more technical shit, and he actually looks okay doing it. He just knows, dude, I'll go out there, do 3 moves.
That's all they want to see. I'll do this thing.
Yeah, that's it.
Say brother. Yeah, this one, man, Jesus. I don't even know what the fuck to say. Soriano,
you have to play it. You have to play it.
You have to. Yes. That is a good point.
And you hate yourself for it. You have to play it.
Absolutely hate yourself. 75. Imagine putting Puna Soriano in your lineup at 7,500. That makes me want to cry. What does he say in Tropic Thunder? Makes my eyes rain. Yeah, he's lost to Stolze. I saw that live. That was awesome. Kopylov, Maximov, and Brendan Allen. So he's losing to wrestlers. He's losing to kickboxers. Baeza's, getting beat by Ponzi, Williams, and Fiallo. Those guys tend to have one main thing in common for sure, and that is some decent striking, and that is one thing Puna does not have. In fact, the only thing he seems to have is if he is able to connect with you, and Jesus, that is few and far between, he can put you down. He's got negative anti-wrestling, or that's not right. We'll just stick with negative wrestling defense. 4 takedowns allowed by Stolze in 9 minutes. One against Kopylov. I mean, and Kopylov, as we know, was confirmed last week, doesn't even think about takedowns unless the guy's like a legitimate striker. And he never thinks about takedowns. He's landed one against Soriano. Maximov landed infinity. You look at that stat, it's just the infinity symbol for takedowns landed. I got to be on the Baeza side. He hasn't fought in 2 years. This fight is awful but great. So but not awfully great. Just play it in DFS. It's a great GPP fight. Do not play this fight in cash. Do not play this fight in cash. And that's my advice there. Here we go. Jesus, talk about guys I can't fucking stand.
These fights are back to back, Monk.
Dude, I mean, these are great meme fights. Again, another one.
Dude, they're back to back and they're on the main card.
Oh, I can't stand Julian Marquez. Julian Marquez, the Cuban Missile Crisis, taking on Zach Reese Savage. I think Zach Reese fought in Austin. Is he the one that Brundage slammed him on his fucking head? I got to see that live, so that was great. He came out with the cowboy hat in Texas, from Texas, and got beat in 1 minute. It was the best thing I've seen since what's his name got choked by Amir Khani in front of his parents in the first minute. That was great.
Mike
it's fantastic. Minus 135.
That fight?
What's that?
That was like the 5th fight in UFC history where 0 strikes were thrown.
Yeah, that's right. Makwan Amir Khani. Plus, I love bringing that guy's name up. Best Tapology picture of all time.
Like Magic's favorite fighter too.
Yeah, I mean, what's not to like, to be honest?
He's like, if the UFC was just 1-round fights, he'd be like world champion.
Exactly. Minus 135 for Marquez at 8,300. These lower mid-range salaries are all, if you do the odds value, the current odds value with their current salaries, a lot of these guys are mismatched. So make sure you check that out. There is some implied odds value around this area, especially in the $82, $83, $8,400 range. Minus 600 fight doesn't go to decision. So that's why this comment makes a whole lot of sense. Plus 140 over 1.5. Just play this fight. I don't know what else to say. It's a meme fight. I hate Julian Marquez, so obviously I have tons of bias rooting against him. His strength of schedule is absolute dog shit. 45.8. That's 10 points under the UFC average. Hasn't fought since MAB back in March of last year. Lost to RoboCop, lost to D. Carico, beat his only 2 wins in his past 5 fights. Sam Alvey, Maki Pitolo. I fucking hate Julian Marquez. I hope Zach Reese finds his first victory in the UFC. I don't know what's to like about him. I'm not saying I don't like Zach Reese, but I saw him for about a minute and he looked like absolute dog shit against Cody Brundage. So total meme fight. Again, total GPP fight. Don't play this fucking fight in cash. And let's go Zach Reese. Go ahead, Lou. What do you got here? Yeah, if we're getting thrown off the air, then fuck Julian Marquez. Let's get it all out.
I mean, like, Marquez isn't good.
No.
And so Marquez hasn't been around in a while, and everybody's like, oh man, he's got this legendary durability, but and he looked all right in the first round, the most of the first round against Barriol, but Barriol just worked the body and he was done. Yep.
Crumble.
G-Rod hits hard, but even that, pretty crazy KO. And then he hasn't been around. He's doing his pods with Kendra Lust and whatever. Apparently he's in MMA lab, just getting totally, as our buddy Norm would say, allegedly, but also really with steroids. So here's my question to you in the chat. If Zach Reese, who is a 1-round fighter historically on the regional, he gets crushed by the GOAT, Cody.
Yeah. Yep.
Friend of the channel, Cody Brundage. Why is he only plus 115 here? Shouldn't he be a way bigger underdog than plus 115?
He should, especially because he has 6 fucking fights total. 6.
So what is that? So this is somebody knows something that we don't know.
Oh, I hope it's that. I hope this Reese is just going to kill this dude.
Just based on my gambling experience and like, like I'm not the greatest gambler. I'm good at YouTube. I'm terrible at MMA breakdowns. I'm decent at YouTube. But I know when you walk into a trap, and this just feels like, and like everybody knows my level of respect for Pepe Silvia. Like, that's my dude.
Oh yeah.
And Pepe's like, I have a bomb on Marquez, and I'm like, oh no, because I don't like going against Pepe. And I get it. Like, on paper, it's like you got the guy with more experience, better strength of schedule, is gone more than, fucking 7 minutes. But you just look at this line, and it's like it's such a trap to take Marquez.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick Zach Reese solely based on that. And it's going to do it like a stylistic matchup here. You also wonder, now that Reese came off a loss, oh, fuck me. Just in time.
675 times 2. I saw that shit. Making it look like nothing, brother.
Pat, just in time to watch me get thrown off the air here. So I'm going to pick Reese because I feel like there's something just absolutely, I don't know. I'm just saying the line, there's something that looks wrong here. And I'm just not walking into a trap. I'm not betting Reese. I'm not betting the total. You wonder if Reese is like, all right, now that he ate that, maybe he just fights a little more like defensively sound. I would never bet this under, ever. Like, I'm never taking a minus
no.
170 here.
Hell no.
So I'm laying off this completely. I'm hoping for like some kind of absurd chaos, like an eye poke, ball shot, and cage grab simultaneously. I'm just hoping for
nice.
Absolute fucking chaos.
The old Dean Barry special.
Maybe the ref gets like the El Kabosh, like when he's trying to separate, like they Malachi crunch him. Like, I don't even care. I hope this is like Dean Barry and Mike Jackson level shit.
Right. Dude, could you imagine if Patrick sounded like Scott Steiner? Oh, that would be so awesome. That'd be amazing.
We miss you, Pat. I don't mean just in the chat. I mean, we miss you, like doing video. I miss your Musk. Pat, when you're done with all this, we should get an apartment together.
There we go. All right. I mean, are you ready? Oh, wait, never mind. Never mind.
Missed.
Oh, Tajiri missed. There we go.
Yeah, you have to go first. You have to go first for the Rosas fight, by the way.
Yes. I thought it was. I got excited. Steiner man. Yeah. Yes, please do. Here we go. Bruno Fajeda minus 260, 9,400, taking on everyone's favoriteest underdog, Dustin Stolze plus 220. We'll make this one quick. How about fight doesn't go minus 500, another over 1.5 or over under 1.5, I should say, plus 105 minus 135. Lou, start us off. Yeah, Jared.
I almost wrote he's fart instead of
fat. If you scroll up through the comments, it would not be the worst spelling error that was made in the past 5 minutes. Shout out to Subhuman.
This is my third nonsense prop. I have Stolze sub 2-3 at 1,200.
Okay.
Look, I'm taking the bait with Stolze here. I think that Ferreira, not like I know for a fact if he gasses, but I think he's limited. And I think that Stolze at least can get inside and like just try to stay out of getting bombed range.
Mm-hmm.
And if he does, you got to think that Stolze, you got to think that Stolze after the first round is probably okay here. Probably can take over cardio wise. Grappling should be better. I mean, he is very handsome in this picture too, by the
way. I tried to find a less handsome picture and it couldn't be done.
I like Stolze, but my question to you is this. How now, by the way, what Nick just said here. Oh. I mean, if you're gonna play, this is just like if you're gonna play Ferreira, look for like Ferreira and under 1.5. I think the round 1, round 2 KO is like -190. It's like you're not really getting like a real discount there, but yeah. So
This is
I'm
true.
gonna
There's always one of these.
I know, but I'm just taking the bait here. And I realized that like Ferreira's only loss is kind of fluky, but I didn't really like him against Rodriguez. And I know he came through with the KO, but I wasn't super impressed with him before we even got to that fight. So like, I don't want to like say he's a bum based on the Nursultan quick loss. I don't want to say he's underrated because of the G-Rod win. I got to trust my reads before he even got in the UFC. Like, I just still think he's kind of really mid and he's limited. And as long as Stolze is going to avoid the bomb, I think he's all right here. But, you know,
Yeah, because the Phil Hawes win doesn't say
anything. Ferreira, I don't get it.
No,
like,
no,
revoke your license.
Yeah. Yeah, the Phil Hawes win doesn't tell us anything. I mean, absolutely nothing. Less than nothing.
And this is the truth too. He didn't like. I mean, Hawes was doing all right.
You never go full Hawes. Oof.
I mean, Ferreira didn't look like he was in trouble, but he was losing.
Wasn't he losing the first like 3 minutes of the?
Yeah, but he didn't look like he was in trouble. He didn't look like he was about to get. But he didn't look like he was about to get put out. He was just losing the fight.
No. Yeah. Yeah, Stolze just came off the win against Soriano in Austin, beat Dwight Grant. He's lost in his last 5. He has 3 losses, but they are Rodolfo Vieira, Gerald Mearshart, and Abus Magomedov. So I mean, they could be way worse names than that for sure. I think we're getting a great price on him this week. I mean, 6,800. I said that everybody and their mom's on him. Luke said that the line isn't moving. Both things seem to be true. But man, for DFS, how the hell do you not throw Dustin Stolze in? I mean, I don't trust. How do you trust Bruno Ferreira, first of all? And if you can't trust him, how do you play him at 9,400? Yeah, he scored 116 against Hawes, 109 against Rodriguez. So there is obviously a chance of him paying that off. You got to play him in GPS because of the early KO or even just the round 1 KO in general. But I think Stolze is definitely worth a shot as well. As a cash punt, maybe even more, whatever the level is above punt. I think maybe he's that for cash. You put Dustin Stolze in, you can get to a ton of the higher priced guys if you would like to. It really opens up your lineup. So yeah, again, another great GPP fight in my opinion. The only difference is between this one and the past few, I do think Stolze is a viable cash candidate because of his salary and his potential after round 1. Let's go. I am starting us off. Let's see here. I should probably change my screen on my end. Rosas Jr. What is that face by the not I don't mean face. I mean the face that he's making, kind of like whatever. Let's edit that out. All right, thanks. Ricky Turcios. Oh, here we go. There it is. The sombrero. he's got the
Can you hear the music?
No. It's probably good because we get copyrighted.
There.
Ricky Turcios, what is that face? Plus 184 for Turcios. This is a rematch from several months ago. I think Rosas didn't he cancel like after lock? Wasn't it like two fights before he was supposed to go out? He's like, I'm sick. I can't fucking fight, and it killed everybody's, not everybody's, but a lot of people's DFS lineups. I think that's what happened. Here he is again, 9,300. Look, it's pretty straightforward. If Rosas Jr. can get takedowns on Turcios, he's probably going to score very well. And the over 2.5, I can't see it's blurry. The over 2.5 is minus 165. So if you're telling me Rosas is going to be able to wrestle and it's going 15 minutes, he's going to have 15 minutes of control time, several takedowns, I'm sure, at least 3 if you're saying that. Yeah, I want some of the Rosas Jr. side, even at the salary of 9,300. For instance, I like him a lot better than whoever the hell we just talked about at 94, Bruno Ferreira. I think he's got, I don't know if his ceiling is necessarily higher than Ferreira because Ferreira has that first round and first minute upside. But I think Rosas might have that too, and also can score very well over 3 minutes. So the Terrence Mitchell fight, throw that out. Garbage. Jay Perrin, I don't even know, probably garbage. Christian Rodriguez, obviously didn't look good, took the L in that one. But who's Turcios beaten? Brady Highstand and Kevin Natividad. Yeah, kind of another meme fight, to be honest, but I'm leaning Rosas here. Lou, can you tell me why I should be playing Ricky Turcios? He does have a very good average, 116 points per win over his 2 wins in DFS. So should I just throw these guys in my GPPs or what?
I have to go away from this for a second.
No, please do.
So I didn't realize like that I have my window open. My neighbors are Mexican and I hear them outside right now. And I'm not joking. And I'm like, I'm going to have to probably answer that. This is going to be a reckoning for that.
Why were you yelling or something?
Well, I mean, when you're blasting the Mexican hat dance at 1 a.m.
Oh, we couldn't hear it.
Okay. So I was blasting the Mexican hat dance at 1 a.m. out of my window. And like, I sent a message to Brady, like when I thought of it, and I'm like, I'm going to play this. He's like, Brady's supposed to tell me don't do it. And he's like, oh, that's awesome. I'm not making I'm making none of this up. That's
Brady,
why
did you say that's awesome? Close your window.
Well, that's what I was dancing to. That's why I was just doing everything. So, anyway, you know, I talked to, I don't know do you know that I interviewed Rosas Jr. this week?
Oh, Jesus. No, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? I asked him how he felt about that fight, and he has a new sponsor too, which I think is awesome.
Oh,
but
yeah.
He asked me about his. I asked him about his fight, and he said, "Royal dance."
Spot on.
Well, this has been fun doing content for the last 2.5 years, sir. I can't believe I can't believe you couldn't hear it. God damn it. Oh, that would have been so good.
Oh
man. Dude, I have good ideas every week, but this would have been like goddamn awesome. Yeah, I can't even break this. Let's just move on, dude. I mean, Rosas,
yeah.
I like Rosas and over 1.5. It's even money as a same game parlay. I think Turcios survives the first. I don't trust him to throw enough volume late. I can't anymore, dude. And now I got a whole other fucking thing I'm gonna have to deal with at some point.
This comment just makes me laugh. I don't know if it should.
But put that back. Oh, that's tremendous.
It makes me fucking laugh very, very much.
I don't do a good Jay Leno, but I appreciate that.
So good. God damn, my mouth is sore from smiling, and I'm tearing up over here. It was very worth it. Oh my God.
Good thing for us, I'm already in my Dustin Jacobe outfit, meaning pasty white guy outfit. So I didn't have to do a costume change here.
Yeah, this is what I saw as well. I like Simpson style. You just see the the outline in the window.
No, but I mean, you gotta understand. Like, I thought for months these guys were vampires because I only ever heard or saw them at 1, 2 in the morning. And I'm like,
I've only ever seen. Well, no, never mind.
So we're just leaving all the nonsense shit up to me. So as soon as I killed the song off, I heard the car next door and I heard voices and I'm like, there's no, I mean, the neighborhood's so quiet right now. There's no fucking way they didn't hear it. So now I feel and I want to be like, no, I wasn't making fun of you. I was making fun of a retarded Mexican fighter. I don't really know how I explain it. And it's I'm like,
not like that.
It's no, I wasn't offensive. Really? And then they're like, dude, that's far worse. I'm like, nah.
It would still, I think it would be all right. I think you'd be all right.
This is my first bet of that I made all week. So I'm ready for this one.
This one is? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, first things first. Dustin Jacobe, minus 235, taking on Dominic Reyes, plus 200, minus 175, doesn't go. The over 2.5, plus 120. The under 2.5, minus 150. I'm stuttering over my words because I can't stop looking at Dominic Reyes' terrible hairline, dude. What is happening there? Is the whole fucking Western Hemisphere is
And
just
half
has
widow's
been
peak.
torched, my guy. Shave that shit off, dude. The Devastator, yes, that's his hairline's nickname. This is fucking devastating. Dustin Jacobe, I mean, how is this a co-main event? First of all, Reyes 0 for 4 in his last 4. I mean, it is John Jones, Jan Blachowicz, and Yuri Prochazka. Then he had that 1 minute fight where he got KO'd by Ryan Spann. Definitely not a good look there. So here we have Dustin Jacobe, was winning the Menafield fight until he wasn't. Beats Kennedy and Chukwu, beats Daun Jung. I don't know, man. I don't think I like this fight for DraftKings like at all. Actually, that's not true. I kind of like the Jacobe side a little bit just because Reyes has 0 chin. And hasn't fought in like over a year and a half. So I guess you kind of have to play some Jacobe at 9K. I guess you have to play a tiny bit of Dominic Reyes, but I hate that. I hate it. I think Jacobe should win this. And I don't like that I even have to play him. What do you got here?
I got to move, I think. Now I'm just, the more and more I think of this, I may have to move. I don't mean like right this second, but I think I have to get a U-Haul. I think I have to get a U-Haul and get the fuck out of here.
Just say, just say it wasn't you.
So I don't want to take this bet. I don't want to take this bet, but Luke would have won $20. I did over 2.5. I did over 2.5. So Luke's technically wrong, but it's the same concept. I mean, look, man, Jacobe's been rocked a few times. But, like, I don't think Reyes is like, I think Jacobe's durability is okay. He recovers decently. And it's not like Reyes is throwing a ton of volume here. I mean, and like, look, getting knocked out by Spann quickly, while not historically a good look because Spann's limited, like in terms of his mental game and his cardio, but he's still a dude that hits like a super hard hitter. Jacobe's just, he's more of a volume guy. Like, I know he's had some finishes. Yeah, I mean, Over's gang stand up. But I mean, your under is like 95 to like 90% correlated with a Jacobe KO.
That's true.
And again, it's not like Jacobe just like goes out there immediately and fights and throws a ton. He's not mixing in grappling. This is going to be a kickboxing match. I mean, and he throws a lot of low kicks. So, I mean, I think Reyes can still, like, I'm not worried about him, like, getting compromised. And I feel like if Jacobe doesn't hit an immediate shot and lets Reyes at least ease his way into the fight, it probably ends up being like a low volume boxing match and nobody's going to be excited. And Jacobe probably wins a 29-28 here. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm just not. Jacobe is just not a guy historically who fights to cover a -200 or more line.
Right.
So I like the overs here. I think Jacobe probably wins just an awful fucking decision. But he better win the first round because I think if he lets Reyes get into the fight, he might be the more active guy as it goes on. So we'll see. I'd love to see Reyes win. I mean, I always liked him. But sometimes when it goes quick. But this is a big step. I mean, even from Ryan Spann in terms of what Reyes' liability is now, it's a pretty big step down.
Yeah.
Like getting knocked out by like a meme elbow from Yuri.
Yeah.
That wasn't because Reyes' chin is compromised. That's because Yuri threw some like savage, weird shit at him. You know? So yeah, Pat, don't do it.
Yeah. Reyes needs that fucking what's Gary Oldman, old boy from Fifth Element. He needs that plastic shit on his head. That's what he needs. If he's not going to shave it, you better come out with that plastic shit on your head.
Yeah.
Next fight.
Stop it. The Rosas fight should have been the main event. We should just.
It should have. It should have. The program. This one sucks. Also,
the Uncle Hogram program.
Here we've got Nasruddin Imavov taking on Jared the Cannon Man, Cannonier. minus 120. 8,600. I have no idea. My brain just shut down when I said Cannonier. I have no idea why I said that. Plus 100, 7,600. Fight doesn't go minus 110. The over 4.5 is minus 135. I'll start us off here. Cannoniers looked pretty good. I mean, winning 4 of his last 5. Gastelum, Brunson, Strickland, Vittoria's losses to Adesanya. I mean, one of the best strength of schedules in the entire division. There's really not much else to say about it. And he put up 155 fucking points against Marvin Vettori. What a showing there. Other than that, he's not always scoring very well. In fact, it's kind of underwhelming. 86, 98, and 74 in wins. Now, we do have a 5-round fight, and that is how we scored 155 points, obviously. But I don't think he's going to be able to do that against Nasruddin Imavov. This is going to be a much closer. Well, it will be much closer than the Vettori fight, but Imavov is going to be able to shut down, I think, a lot of Cannonier's offense, and at least stalemate it, if not shut it down completely. Looked good against Roman Dolidze, but only scored 100 points in that 5-round fight. Against Sean Strickland, he scored, I mean, I know he lost, but he only put up 51 in 5 rounds there, so not exactly what we're looking for in a 5-round fight. You know, guys like Pantoja are out here scoring, 155, 143, something like that. And we just need more from Imavov. And I just don't think his style is going to lend itself to big DraftKings scores. So even at 8,600, I mean, I guess that's cheap enough. You can slot him into your lineup. Also has a very good strength of schedule, but not quite as good as Cannonier. I just don't see how he scores fantastically well. I guess he doesn't need like 115 or 120 at 8,600, but I don't even know if he scores 105 in this one. So give me Imavov for the win by decision, but I'm not excited here. Lou, take us home for UFC Louisville.
I'm just Ms. Betch is in the back room with her headphones on, and I just sent her a text. I love this. We talked about this. I said I love this as a fade.
Or say if anyone knocks on the door, don't answer.
I sent her a text. I sent her a text and I said, you know how I'm weird? Well, we're gonna have to move.
She probably thinks you gave out your address or some shit on the fucking show.
I know she's rolling her eyes, right? And she's like, God, what now? She probably knows it has something, much like Luke knows I bet an over. She knows it probably has something to do with it. So
yeah, that's true. 150, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Strickland fight, by the way, or the Vettori fight, Marvin's whatever he is, but he was like he was the stationary target that night.
Very true.
I mean, like, now the good thing is Cannonier didn't even seem tired in the 5th, and he was throwing and throwing and throwing, and his volume was good the whole fight. This is so tricky because I'm still, Imavov has not proven that he can really do this over a sustained period of time. Mm-hmm. Even the Dolidze fight, he didn't look good in the back end of that.
No.
Dolidze just didn't look good. Dolidze was kind of low volume too.
Very.
I don't think Cannonier's going to be low volume. I've heard people saying, oh man, Imavov's going to mix in the takedowns. I'd be shocked. He might go for 1, but he's not going to like try to top time Cannonier here, I don't think. And, so look, this to me seems like a live bet spot. Get it on Cannonier. Look, if Cannonier sparks him, okay, you don't lose anything.
Right.
If he loses the first round, unless he's compromised, and I don't think he would be, you'll probably get in around 2-1, maybe a little better. The age difference obviously is a big thing, but when
I was just going to say
it,
11 years.
Like 40 is the new fucking 28. I worry more about the MCL. Like, I want to see what he looks like after 5 minutes. So I'm not interested in getting in. I think if you like Imavov, you bet him now. And I think if you like the Cannonier side, you wait. I'm going to lean ever so slightly to the Cannonier side. I just think he's shown me that he can do this over 5 rounds. His optics are good. I mean, Imavov's no joke. It's not like he doesn't have power. But I think Cannonier has shown he carries his power late. I mean, Vettori is just everybody else would have gone down. Vettori is just a blockhead.
Right. Yeah, exactly. My favorite blockhead.
So I do think that, and look, man, I mean, God, I don't want to confuse my black fighters again, but the third round Imavov had with, it's like whoever I say, it's the other one.
Let's go.
So
The other one? No, guess. No, guess live. God damn it. Don't look it up. This is fucking lame.
You know, no, I would have gotten it right. That's terrible. That's not fun.
Oh. Who are you gonna? No, I don't.
It's the Buckley fight. So this is where I say Chaos Williams. Like
I was gonna say you were gonna say Chaos Williams.
I mean, right now, by the way, I'm like in for a penny, in for a pound.
Bro, I'm saying we got we got Mexicans on your list. Who else? Let's add to it.
Well, let's put it this way. If you were offended at the Rosas stuff, then you're not watching past that moment. Like, then you never got to this point. And if you got to this point, you're like, oh, Lou's, he's doing his thing.
Yeah, of course he was gonna do that. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, he won the first 2 rounds, but like, and Buckley's good, and his cardio is like surprisingly okay. But Imavov was like running. I mean, he was not looking good. His hands were down. I think that's probably the look. Cannonier 4-5 decision. I kind of just think Cannonier wins a decision. But then, you know, like he's got I mean, look, this is his main event. You could always do the round 5 KO for the shits and giggles, but I don't know if the Liedza, in fact, that I think he did, but this is a good time to bring this up.
Oh, no, dude, if he shows up in our comments, this is your fucking fault.
Well, no, I gotta give my guy, you know, our friend Tommy, a little bit of shine here. But there's been an idea floating around this week that I think UFC 303 should main event with Kayla Harrison versus Bryce Mitchell. I think it's the fight everybody needs. I think that Mitchell's not afraid to hit her. and the stipulation is the loser has to renounce Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior.
Oh,
now I bring this up because the co-main event is going to be the proxy of JP Baez versus the Liedza with a Cheyenne Baez on a pole match.
Oh, Jesus.
And the loser has to pay alimony.
Exactly.
Now, if you tell me you're not watching that card with that main and co-main,
dude, I'm paying double. I'm paying double.
Like, I'm not saying I illegally stream these things. I mean, but, you know, see, Luke knows.
Luke does know.
You guys fucking know. I'm like, dude, I can book matches. It's not a problem. Like, but it's and the reason, and I'll tell you why. I don't know if a lot of people are gonna understand this, but you know why Luke loves this? Because Luke loves Vince Russo, who used to write for the WWE, and he always came up with bullshit nonsense stipulations and a lot of something on a pole matches. He loved that as a match.
Yes.
So Cheyenne and the baby on a pole, that's how you do it. Hold on.
The line, he's not afraid to hit her, might be the funniest thing I've ever heard on this show.
Huge if true.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Look, I don't doubt Parker Porker's ability to knock up a woman, but you know what I doubt his ability to do? Get me a fucking round 2 submission. Just one time, dude. Give me you couldn't have done it to Bedeau, you son of a bitch. God damn it.
What an asshole. Oh, are we
One
done?
Time, man.
Are we done with this fucking card?
Dude, I told Sean Orr, I said, they need to offer me a parlay or a bet. Parker Porker round 2 sub or Na Liang round 2 sub. and the bet lasts until 2040. If it happens ever at any level,
it cashes.
At any level, if it happens, grappling competition, the fucking Norristown middle school extravaganza, I don't care. If any of them hits a round 2 sub, I get paid. It's going to happen.
I think they should. They should open that up just for you.
Viagra on a pole.
Right. Look, so that was this week's card. Next week's card, that's going to be volatile as shit. I mean, just looking ahead, there's so many low-level fights on this fucking thing. It's insane. Like, and I'm not saying that as a negative. I mean, it's gonna be fucking fun. You know, Weston Wilson is fighting next week. Broccoli's fighting. Jimmy
Dude, Garrett
Flick's fighting.
Armfield's in the co-main event,
dude,
as of
against
right now.
Brady Highstand. Yeah,
That's your co-main.
I don't think these are organized yet, but yeah, that's the co-main.
Jose Johnson.
Yeah, it's the Tatsuro Taira Alex Perez fight. So all these dudes are like little buff boys, flyweights, bantamweights.
You better not tell.
Don't tell Brady. Hope he's not listening. He's fucking
Don't tell Brady. Don't you dare tell Brady.
He just punched a hole in his wall. God damn it!
I think Brady just blocked me because of that. He's like, no.
Oh yeah, next week's card is going to be fun.
I think it's a good card,
dude.
It's not, and it is. Like,
right. It's a meme card. Like Luke said, a couple of these fights were super meme fights. This is the super meme card championship.
Like, dude, you have like Tajir and Josh Van, awesome fight, and then the next fight is Jake Asaragi against Weston Wilson. Like, it's such like but it's almost like the match order. If this is, I mean, this doesn't feel like it can be the right order.
No,
actually, it probably isn't, because I don't think Ikram's not going to lead off the card.
No, he'll be on the main card.
Or I can see him
Newton or Judas and Gabby.
He could be the featured prelim just so they can watch him like absolutely annihilate a fool.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy Flick, Timmy Kwamba. I mean, this is going to be fantastic, guys.
Some of these names are made up.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. We'll see if I still feel that way. Next week. Once again,
I just got the text back. It says, "Oh boy."
Yeah, but you can't wait to hear. You'll have a good laugh. Again, apologies for bankroller buzz. It's totally my fault. Put myself behind the 8 ball of family in town this week. We will definitely be doing it. In fact, Redbeard Bets is coming back. He smashed it again last week. Absolutely crushed it. So we're gonna have him obviously back on for the 3rd time. And other than that, I think I don't know what else is going on, man. I think that's about it. I'm looking forward to this card. I'm looking forward to next week for sure. Lou, tell the people where they can find you. Take us home.
I just want to once again say, and also this was one of my favorite shows I think I ever did.
Yeah, this was fantastic.
Monk and I have been doing this for close to 2.5 years now, which is crazy.
Yep.
And I keep finding ways to just make him regret it, to make him rue the day that he did this. If you guys get a chance, please go watch again. Like, please go watch the Belmont stuff. I'm going to be I tweeted out all these Triple Crown races. I go race by race. I'm tweeting out what I'm betting. You can't beat the market. Like, you get whatever the price is at the end, like right before the race goes off. So like a lot of what we said in the video, like, it's good fundamentals, but like Saturday morning, going to wake up and half the goddamn like horses are scratched. So
right.
I'm doing it race by race, fight by fight, doing it race by race. A lot of the races start at like 11 a.m. So like plenty of bullshit DGen gambling to do before the fight card starts. And good luck on your bets. And we are that's it for me.
Hell yeah. Well, as guys, UFC Louisville. Hopefully it's super good for Mr. Lou Betya. As usual, we want all of you to enjoy the fight. So enjoy, and we will see you in the next one.